everyone. So it's been quite an interesting week. Amazingly, I made it into all three of my classes. That was truly something. The first class, which was on Tuesday night from 7 to 10, actually we got out a little early, so it was like 7 to 9, which wasn't too bad, because I kind of had a headache after that. I don't know if it was working, and then after going from work and trying to drive through traffic just to get there on time, trying to find parking, and then find the classroom, and I'm still on the waiting list to see if I'll even make it in. That was kind of stressful. So yeah, I kind of had a headache and I couldn't do a blog then. But luckily, there was enough room where they took everyone who basically wanted to add. So it wasn't too bad. So I know that since I was on the waiting list, the next class I had in the morning, that one, or not in the morning, but the next class I had, that one, I was already actually registered for it. I just needed a co-requisite, and that was that one. So that was good. And then I showed up to my Wednesday class, so that one's from like 3 to 6. And in the schedule it says, we're meeting in this room. So of course you show up for that room, but guess what? That room isn't really the place where they're meeting. They changed it back to a different room, the room I was in last night. How funny. Someone showed up, and I guess this person has been on campus for a while, and she knows how some of these teachers work, mainly in the radio and television type department. So she said they're probably over there, because it was just me, some other guy, and her. I'm like, that can't be the whole class. So, as luck would have it, yeah, it was in the other room. And it was quite interesting. It turns out all these teachers are really a lot of fun. They're a lot different from university teachers, because, well, there's just one a Cal State teacher who was less fun, a bit more harsh and serious, so he made learning very difficult. Anyway, these teachers are they seem very amazing, open, and yeah, just really easygoing, and it makes learning a lot more fun. So this guy, he comes in and, he introduces himself, and yes, he's the teacher, and he says his name is PJ Buddha. I'm like, what? PJ Buddha. That's what it actually says on the class schedule. It turns out that's his DJ name. Yeah, so it's not his real name, but that's his DJ name. I guess he used to be on 92.3 The Beat, which is a radio station that's been around for at least 15 years before it got changed to something else. So, if you ever heard of this person, that's who my teacher is. And I guess when MP3 started to come out in, like 99, 98, if you ever seen another Buddha bootleg, anything about that, he put that out there. I don't know, it sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know, I'm not really going to check. Just talk to different people who I know listen to music even back then, and see if they remember. Anyway, so that class went pretty well, and I had an hour gap, so I ate with some new friends, killed some time. We all came back, because amazingly we had the same teacher for another class in the same room, so I'm in that room 3 times. 3 hours for one day, 6 hours for the next. So anyway, this last class I'm still on the waiting list, and it's pretty packed. So he starts calling roll, and it's always alphabetical. And he keeps going. I know he's not calling my name, because of course I'm on the waiting list. How do I know? Because I printed out the sheet that says I'm on the waiting list. So he's calling out different people's names, and he has this thing up on the back wall, this basically has a projector on, and when he calls your name, you see your name, where you're from, what your dream job is or career. And he changed it for this class. If he had one wish, what would it be? So as he calls your name, you go ahead and talk to your class and tell a little bit about yourself. So he starts calling people's names, and he just keeps checking out people, and there's like 6 or 7 people in this class, aside from me, trying to add. Now, of course, you go from the way the rank works is whoever added first gets a spot. So if you were second on the waiting list and everyone else was 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 8th, then you would be the first one to be chosen. So as he's getting towards the end, he pauses for a moment because I guess someone asked him a question. He goes back to his role, and he looks and he says, "Oh, and here we go to the last person," and he calls my name. I'm like, "Huh? What? That's my name. You called me. I'm on the waiting list. How am I even on there?" I didn't ask that. I didn't say that. I was just shocked. I'm like, "Hi, my name's Richard," and blah blah blah. I continued on. And that was the only open spot. One person dropped the class, and that was it. That's the only way I got in. Everyone else kind of, yeah, they didn't make it, so they kind of left. But, wow, that's amazing. Because I was just thinking that, you know what, I wasn't going to make it into that class. I was just going to stay, and he's like, well, everyone's here, sorry, and then that's it, bye. And part of me wanted it to be that way, because I wasn't sure if I could handle 9 units. Each class is 3 units. But I wasn't sure if I could really handle that much and work full time. But it seems easy enough. This thing is dealing with like Pro Tools and a mixer console, so it's like I don't want to say simple review because it's been like 5 years, but I know how mixer console or mixer board works. There's a couple of different things on there, but it shouldn't be too difficult. Anyway, yeah, so that's basically been my days at school. And apparently now at Fry's, it's almost official, because according to, did I say Fry's? The company, that, yeah, the automated system will actually be in place within 3 weeks. So basically at the end of March, when my birthday is, and the 3DS. 2 good things, 1 bad thing. Which means we'll probably be a cashier. Although I really want to leave because for some reason I want to focus more on school. Even though it's 9 little units, I still want to focus more on that than I do at work. I really don't want to go to work. I do because my friends are there and stuff like that, and yeah, I kind of need the money, but I don't really want to be there. So I have 3 weeks to try to figure it out. And yeah, I know it was coming, but it's one thing to hear people say, oh yeah, your apartment's getting, you know, removed, it's getting replaced. You're like, yeah, I know, it's coming up. And, you know, you freak out like I did in the past video blogs, but once you settle down, you have a plan, you try to go with that plan. But still, the idea remains that you're still going to be replaced, and when it's actually official, you still are going to freak out because it's coming whether you want it or not. You know, it's like someone saying you're going to get in a car accident. Right? Did I use that example already? Anyway, it's like someone saying you're going to get in a car accident, you know? You're like, okay, yeah. You're sitting in the car, you're fine. You're like, well, I know it's coming. But when someone says, no, it's going to happen today, you suddenly freak out. Well, why are you freaking out? You already know it's going to happen. But the point is that it's still going to happen. And the closer it gets to it, it's not like unprepared, but you're just freaking out because you don't want it to. And you really have to go about things differently. Anyway, that's what's taking place at work. So, I don't know, I'm just going to have to try to figure something out. Still not sure exactly what to do. I mean, yeah, voice acting and taking those classes and trying to just jumpstart some type of career in that. And, you know, we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, what the hell am I going to do? And if it didn't make matters worse, today when I was about to go to work, I tried to turn on my car. You put the key in, you turn it, your car usually starts up. Well, mine kind of didn't want to turn over at all. Tried it again, didn't want to turn on. Tried it a third time, and finally turned on. No problems driving all the way over. Parked, went to work, came back out for lunch later on. Same thing happened. Took 3 tries to get the car started. And then the rest of the times when I used the car, no real problems. It sounded a little different, it sounded like it almost didn't want to start, but it still did. So took it to a mechanic. Turns out the battery is like really almost, well, it's going dead. So here comes the fun part. So I went to one mechanic and he says, well, you need a new battery. He's like, I don't have one, but I can order one. I'm like, well, there's a Pep Boys right down there. He's like, okay, go ahead and get one. They might install it for free. If not, just bring it back to me. So I go to Pep Boys and they're going to charge like $15 to install. I'm like, sorry, I can do it for free. Buy the battery, and they put this like auto something on it where they charge you $12 extra for I don't know what, but they say if you bring back the old battery, you get $12 back. What? Huh? Okay, so I go back to get the battery installed. Installed, no problems. Gives me a little battery, gives me gloves so I don't get my hands dirty because that would suck. And I drive all the way back to Pep Boys. I go, I'm carrying this thing. This thing weighs like 50 or 60 pounds. Now, yeah, people, you lift weights. You have like 35, 45s in one hand. Nothing. You have the bench press bar, you have 10, maybe you have 25s. Nothing. But this small car battery weighs like a ton. It's like 80 pounds in your hands. You think, carrying it with 2 hands is going to be easy? No, this thing's, I don't know. It's just weighed so much. And then the best thing is when you get to the Pep Boy doors, it says pull. Now I know sometimes it says pull where you can push on them. No, not these. You push on them, they don't even. So I had to put it sideways, try to open the door, put myself in it, and then try to pick that thing back up and move it in. Just to get $12 freaking back. Great. And I'm tired. That's right now 11:30. I get at 6:30 to get there at 8. So I'm actually losing some sleep doing this vlog, but I don't really care right now. And now I have 2 assignments right now, which is really kind of funny. One is for one of my classes where I just have to write about myself, why I'm taking this class, and basically what my interests are or what my career goal is. And there's another one where, well, I forgot. Wow, I even forgot about it because there's just one assignment that's coming up. I swear it's probably at least 2 months away, maybe 3. But basically, I have to interview a voice actor. In the assignment, you have to interview someone who you want to become in their position. So if they're a radio announcer, you have to interview a radio announcer. So for me, a voice actor, I was thinking Jim Cummings or the guy who did Raphael and Ninja Turtles. He also did Yakko and Pinky and the Brain. That's quite a stretch in voice, but wow, to interview one of them to find out what it's like, how they got started, what pathway they go on, what school do they go to, did they have professional training, all that stuff would be great. But I don't know how to do that. How do you get a hold of them? Well, it means when I got Jim Cummings' email, there's an actual official page that he put together. And oh crap, my computer's about to die. So, because my friend from work, he told me a couple of voice actors that he knew about. And so I'm going to go ahead and try to email them. And I'll let you know how it works out. It might get to it in a week or 2 weeks, but I will definitely let you know. And we're going to cut it short. And I want to give a shout out to my friend Tim, and our one Abby, and Sarah Marie 20, and Loretta and Little Grow the Sea. Alright, take care you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.